Hi everyone, it's Margaret Manning here. Welcome to 60 and Me. This is the place where women over 60 come to be inspired. My guest today is Pam Krueger. Pam is a financial and investing expert. She is an author and a television host on the PBS show Money Track. She has also developed an online tool, which is called Wealth Ramp, which is a way of connecting fiduciary financial advisors with consumers. So I'm really happy to have you here, Pam. Welcome.
Oh, it's great to be here, Margaret. How are you?
I am great. Thank you, Pam. And, you know, I've been looking forward to this interview for a while because since we last spoke, we've had so many women leaving us, questions and, and just interest in this whole topic of financial planning in your 60s. Big deal.
Very big deal. Yes.
Well, it is because we're so positive about our health and our education and living really long, healthy lives. But we wonder, the big fear is that we're not going to have enough money in our savings or our earnings to actually to help us through those years. So
you're so right. That's exactly the biggest fear. And the other fear is that even when you do have money, it is saved and it is invested well.
Okay.
You wonder, is that money really going to last me the rest of my life?
Yeah.
And I want to leave something for the next generation. So we build up all these expectations around what retirement is supposed to look like.
Totally.
And somehow in our younger self-imagination, we all imagine, golden years. It means that we're going to be living really well without worry, total peace of mind. And, when you arrive at the doorstep of quote unquote retirement,
yes,
when you decide to stop working and stop earning money, that's when it's like reality sets in. And it doesn't matter, Margaret, I talk to women who have $5 million. I talk to women who have $50,000 or none at all. And everyone has the same exact fear. I want to make sure I'm not going to run out of money, and how am I going to generate enough income to last till I'm 95?
It's so true. And I really love what you mentioned about when you give up that full-time job and that salary coming in, because there's something about the psychology of getting a monthly salary, even if it's not, the greatest in the world, that you're covered, you've got a safety net. But when you get older and other things start happening in your lives in terms of people, leaving your life, divorce or your friends moving out of town.
Or your spouse passes away.
Exactly.
Things that happen suddenly and unexpectedly.
Yeah. And
Shocking.
the whole context changes then of your financial security, because all your other insecurities, is my experience, come, into that point of financial insecurity. So we understand the big fear. What do we do about it, Pam? What are some of the things that you could advise women to do?
So just even by starting by understanding that it is the fear and it is emotions that are getting the best of you, really helps to separate out what are we really talking about here with money and math and numbers versus emotions. Because I'm telling you, in this country, or probably everywhere, we really do build up retirement as this, land of total peace of mind, kickback, great health. We're going to travel. We're going to do all these things. So it's really no surprise that so many millions of people feel a little bit disappointed or let down.
Yeah.
That, hey, I thought this was the dream. And even if you didn't even have that dream in your own mind, it's just society. We feel like we're supposed to be able to celebrate, the golden years. So kind of understanding that a lot of this is about behavior, and it's about emotions, and separating out the money and what you really have to figure out as far as what you need and what you're going to leave behind versus what is really coming from a place of fear and emotion. So, so many times it's irrational fear too. Things aren't half as scary as we think they are, the boogeyman under the bed. But, it's so helpful to in order to get out of our own way sometimes, we just have to face the fear, and we have to say, okay, what is it that I can not control? That's the fear. It's the things that you cannot control, and separate them into what I can control and what I can't control. You cannot control entirely what happens in your health. You can, because you're taking care of yourself. You can't, because you get an unexpected diagnosis.
Yes.
You cannot control your spouse's health. You want to, you try to live healthy. You can't control your family's health. You don't know when something's going to happen like that. This all has a huge impact on how you're going to live and how much money you're going to need to pay those expenses. Like I just mentioned, losing a spouse or getting a divorce. More women, great divorce. Women 55 and up, more and more are getting divorced. The economy. What's the stock market going to do? Is it going to continue to go up as it has for the past 9.5 years? Or is it going to change suddenly? And what about the economy? Politics, the media, all the scary headlines that we hear about trade wars and all this stuff. So all of this noise is playing in the back of your head.
Yes, it is a soundtrack for sure. But I really like what you've just done there, Pam, because you've spent several minutes there talking about money, about what it really is. It's about people. It's not about the actual dollars and about whether you're doing this saving or earning this money. It's about the people and your relationship with money, your relationship to your fears.
And what you want to be able to have the freedom to do. So
exactly,
the whole exercise of separating out what you can control from what you cannot control. There's a reason for it financially. There's a really good reason for it. Because once you just shove all the stuff you can't control that I just mentioned over to the side, and you say, just like everything else in life, if you've had children, you've done this a million times. You say, I can't control everything, right? So you accept that there's
Superwoman.
So therefore, it's not worth worrying about because you can't do anything about it, even if you worry yourself 24/7. So then it allows you to clear the slate and say, okay, take a deep breath, breathe in, breathe out. Here are the 3 things that I can control, that I can actually control myself.
Okay, and what are they?
What do about that? Number 1 is, even if you're not working anymore, how much money are you still saving, if any at all? Okay, you can control that. You can control how much you're spending every day, every week. You're in a spending routine. Stop and examine it. Don't judge it. I'm not saying you're going to make yourself bad, naughty. I'm saying that you're going to just look at it. Don't look at it with judgment glasses on. Just look at it. They're just numbers. Okay? And the third, those are the 2 things you can control. This is the third thing. You can control the timing of major financial events that are in your life that are within your control. Such as, when are you going to completely stop getting an income and stop working? Now, if you've already stopped working, if you're in good health, you can consider bringing in more income. I'm going to circle back to that in a second. But you also can control things like, maybe it's time. These are timing. You have control over timing. When is it time to move to that condo and sell the family home? When is it time to move to a smaller environment that's more, I can control my expenses and control my spending? So these things all play together. And part and parcel to that too, Margaret, is people want to know, how much can I afford to leave to my kids? And there's a whole, a whole bit of guilt and all kinds of things we want to try to do. Fear that if I don't leave my kids anything,
I failed. I failed somehow.
I haven't been the greatest parent. But let's go back to the 3 things that really have an impact directly on how you can live in retirement with better peace of mind. Because remember, money or lack of money and fixing that and adjusting to that, no matter how much you have or don't have, is all peace of mind. So you can relax and sleep at night. So, when you're in retirement, like so many women, and you think you've retired from your career, and then you find, darn, I no matter what I do, I just don't have exactly enough blanket to cover the bed, because I might live very reasonably. I might live to be 95. And let's say that you have $500,000 to $1 million in savings, and that's what you're tapping into. And you're living in fear every day. Am I going to run out of this money? Am I going to have anything to left for my kids? And every day you wake up, it's like Groundhog Day. You have the same worry over and over and over with no answer. So one way to answer that is, first of all, to sit down and, like I say, look at it. Let those numbers stare back at you. And this could be a good time to engage with a fiduciary fee only type of a financial advisor, planner, who can model out, if I keep spending at this rate, and if I do this, and if I sell the house and buy a condo, and you have all these different scenarios. Well, guess what? They have some very powerful software that can run some projections and stress test your plan. And you might not, love the idea that you're going to see the answer, but here's the good news. When you see the answer, you can take action. So let's say that you're that woman who has between $500,000 and $1 million saved or less. And you go to a financial planner, financial advisor, and you get the answer to that question. And you say, it's not a good answer. I'm not going to make it on my savings until I'm 95, nor will I have enough to leave for a legacy. So I'm going to give you an example. A good friend of mine was an interior decorator, designer by hobby. It wasn't her career. She's now 74. And she decided that at this point, that was her scenario. She went to a financial advisor, and they had a coming to God talk, and she saw it, and she went, I've got to do something, right? So she kind of decided that she would turn her hobby into income by picking up 3 to 4, maybe as many as 5, which she has right now. She's been doing this now for 5 years. And she jumped back in and turned her hobby into an income-producing endeavor. And
by the way, Pam, just one
bringing
second.
In that income.
Yeah, I'm just going to interrupt you for a second because your voice is getting out of sync with your words. So I'm just going to, we can stop for a second to let the video catch up. but it's a really good story, because people in our community are leaving messages all the time that they've made that same choice. They've retired, and not only are they missing the money and that peace of mind, but they actually are missing the social connection too. And so, you cut yourself off when you start worrying about nothing but money. You cut yourself off from all the other things that nourish you and enrich you. Do you agree with that? I mean, I know it's a little bit off the topic of saving and so on, but I think going back to work part-time is bigger than just the money. It's
Completely on topic. That's what the whole topic is about. Money equals peace of mind. When we're talking about money, we're talking about freedom, and we're talking about peace of mind. So we can sleep at night. That's what money does. That's what money is for. So with regard to bringing in a little bit of income, is it the same income that she had when she was working full-time? No, but that's not the expectation. But Margaret, just by her bringing in even half or less than half or a third of the income she used to make, it's offsetting her need to spend her savings and tap into it. So for every year after about age 65 that you put off tapping into your own money, because you're either, you're spending less because you're having a little income, or you have enough income that you can afford not to tap into it, you are adding just like it's an exponential effect. It's all that has everything to do with your finances and money. All of those extra benefits.
No, it's okay. I was just
all of those benefits.
Yeah, we've got a time gap. I think you've really covered this well, Pam, and I want to save some of this conversation for some other videos that we're going to do. But I think what's important here is you've got a message through loud and clear that the whole goal is peace of mind and confronting your fears about finances. That's at the heart of the problem. And that those 3 things, monitoring your savings, your spending, and the timing with which you do things, those are the 3 things that really are going to help you get that peace of mind. So
just getting real without judgment.
Yeah, totally. But I would really encourage people to go to your website as well. It's WealthRamp. Is it The Wealth Ramp or wealthramp.com?
It's Wealth Ramp, like ramp up your wealth. It's wealthramp.com.
Right.
To engage with a fee-only vetted fiduciary financial advisor who I have interviewed and profiled and vetted every advisor on my platform.
So important. And I think that you've given people now actionable things they can do. So you are great. I love talking to you. You inspire me. So thank you so much, Pam. We'll talk again soon, but I really do appreciate your advice on this.
You and me. I can't agree more.
Take care. See you. Bye.
Thanks, Margaret.
Thank you, Pam. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to our 60andMe YouTube channel and also visit our website. We are a strong and dynamic community of women over 60. We're challenging aging stereotypes, and every day we share fascinating stories, interesting questions, and great conversation.